各位记者朋友，大家下午好。
Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now I'm ready to take your questions.
谢谢发言人。新华社记者提问：我们注意到 APEC 数字周。
We noticed that the 2026 APEC Digital Week will kick off tomorrow in Chengdu, Sichuan Province. According to the schedule, in addition to the Digital and AI Ministerial Meeting, the High-Level Forum on AI, and the High-Level Roundtable on Data for Growth, there are also meetings of the APEC Telecommunications and Information Working Group and the Digital Economy Steering Group, as well as field visits covering data for healthcare, animation-themed cultural products, smart city, and AI application. As the host this year, how will China better build consensus and promote cooperation among APEC economies in the fields of digital technology such as AI? And what's China's expectation on the second half of the APEC China year? This year is the APEC China year. As the host, China will hold more than 10 ministerial meetings in various sectors and high-level activities this year. Among them, activities under the APEC Digital Week are going to kick off in Chengdu, Sichuan Province, a city of innovation and entrepreneurship in Western China. They are among the most significant and best arranged ones under the APEC ministerial meetings. As we can see, digital technology like AI has become a critical element in the growth of new quality productive forces and innovation. How to better use AI and manage the risks becomes a topic for all. We believe that the APEC Digital Week will not only serve as an important platform for various parties to explore the universally beneficial and inclusive development of AI, cooperation on digital empowerment, and data development and utilization, but also an opportunity for all to experience the achievements brought by tech innovation and new quality productive forces development in China. Over the past half of the APEC China year, cooperation among various fields have been solidly advanced. Amid the active participation in the ministerial meetings in relevant sectors and senior officials meeting, various parties have had in-depth exchanges in the theme of building an Asia-Pacific community to prosper together and the three priorities: openness, innovation, and cooperation, achieving many early harvests. We noticed that there are some comments saying that as China takes the baton of APEC host, the events during the APEC China year have attracted strong international participation, featured a well-coordinated and tightly structured agenda, and covered a diverse range of specialized topics. I believe that as follow-up events unfold, you will find that the second half is just as engaging. China will continue playing its role as the host and work with various parties to deliver more outcomes in cooperation across various fields and mechanisms, and pull together the broadest possible consensus to lay a sound foundation for the leaders meeting in November and make greater contribution to the development and prosperity in the Asia-Pacific. We welcome all journalists continue following and reporting on the events and progress of the APEC China year. Next one, please.
Prensa Latina New Agency.
马通社。美国已宣布对古巴实体实施新的制裁，不仅升级了对古巴的燃料封锁，还进一步扩大制裁行动范围。尽管遭到了国际社会反对，中国对此有个评论。
China has made its position clear on multiple occasions. The U.S. 60-plus years of full blockade and illicit sanctions have brought profound sufferings to the Cuban people. Recently, the U.S. once again upgraded blockade and sanction measures, hitting hard at the basic livelihood of the Cuban people and raising concern from the international community. The U.S. needs to heed the call for justice from the international community, stop its blockade, coercion, and pressuring against Cuba at once, and stop violating the Cuban people's rights to survival and development. China firmly supports Cuba in defending national sovereignty and standing against external interference. We stand ready to work with the rest of the world to uphold international fairness and justice. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。北京青年
Beijing News Newspaper. We noted that the Financial Times, citing the latest study, wrote that Europe and the US would need to invest an extra of $23.6 trillion over the next 25 years to end their reliance on China in critical industries, and it's impossible to replicate in industrial and supply chains. What's your view? The argument you mentioned actually reflects how deeply interconnected and mutually complementary the global industrial and supply chains are, and that we belong to one community with common stakes. Decoupling protectionist barriers and forcibly re-engineering industrial and supply chains is not only expensive, but also against both market rules and choice of businesses. Eventually, it will cost everyone more and deliver less. True sense of security comes from cooperation, not isolation. Keeping the global supply chain safe, stable, and unimpeded is the shared responsibility of all countries. China remains committed to high standard opening up and will continue to provide quality products and cooperation opportunities for the whole world with its mega-sized market and complete industrial system. We stand ready to work with other countries to resist the logic of bloc confrontation, make the global supply chain win-win, and provide steady impetus for common development of the world. Next question, please.
大家还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions?
Thank you, Bloomberg News.
彭博社。 由已故参议员格林厄姆牵头，特朗普支持的制裁俄罗斯的新立法，将针对包括中国的原油和天然气5大买家。这项措施将授权特朗普以高关税率打击这些国家。请问外交部有何回应？
中方
China firmly opposes any illegal unilateral sanctions with no basis in international law or authorization of the UN Security Council, will take all necessary measures to safely safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of own businesses and nationals. Any double standard or coercion will only backfire itself. Next question, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions?
好，那今天的记者。
This is all for today's press conference. Thank you for coming.